Hey, Raider Nation, buckle up because I got some jaw-dropping news that could shake up the future of our Las Vegas Raiders. After trading for Geno Smith, we all thought the quarterback saga was finally over. Stability at last, right? But hold on to your silver and black hats, because whispers in the front office suggest the Raiders aren't done hunting for a franchise QB. And there's even talk of a potential offensive superstar joining the squad. Here's the teaser that's got me fired up. Insiders are saying the 2025 NFL Draft could be the turning point for our team, with big names like Jalen Milroe and Ashton Jeanty on the radar. I've dug deep into the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to bring you every juicy detail. And trust me, you won't want to miss a second of this. This could be the moment that defines our future. So let's dive in. Hit that subscribe button now, and let's talk Raiders football. Picture this. It's March 2025, and the Raiders are at a crossroads. Do we stick with a veteran we just traded for, or roll the dice on a young gun? I'm talking exclusive behind-the-scenes scoop that's got my blood pumping, and I know you're just as passionate about this team as I am. So, grab your popcorn, Raider Nation, and let's break down what's cooking in Vegas, because this is about to get wild. Let's set the scene. Earlier this month, the Raiders made waves by trading a third-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks for Geno Smith. At 34 years old, with a solid track record, 3,800 passing yards and 20 TDs last season with Seattle, Geno's a guy who knows how to sling it. And with his old coach Pete Carroll now leading the Raiders, it felt like a match made in heaven, didn't it? But here's where the plot thickens. Geno's not getting any younger, and at 35 by next season, he's more of a right-now fix than a forever solution. The Athletic's Tashin Reed dropped a bombshell, saying the Raiders are still eyeing quarterbacks in the 2025 NFL Draft, potentially even with our shiny number 6 overall pick. I mean, are you kidding me? Just when we thought we had it figured out, the front office throws us this curveball. So, what's the vibe in the war room? League sources say the Raiders have already met with some of the hottest QB prospects out there. Cam Ward from Miami, Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, Jalen Milroe from Alabama, Quinn Ewers from Texas, and Jackson Dart from Ole Mississippi. Which one's got you hype, Raider Nation? Drop your pick in the comments. I need to know who you're rooting for. Now, let's talk about these meetings because this is where it gets real juicy. Word is, the Raiders were especially blown away by Jalen Milroe and Quinn Ewers after breaking down their film and chatting offensive schemes. Milroe's a dual-threat beast. Over 3,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards in 2024 at Alabama. Imagine that speed tearing up Allegiant Stadium. Then there's Ewers, the Texas gunslinger with a cannon arm, 4,000 yards and 30 TDs last season. Cool as ice under pressure. The Raiders scouts reportedly left those meetings buzzing, and I can see why. Either one of these guys could be the heir apparent to Geno. But here's the million-dollar question. Do we pull the trigger in the first round, or let Geno cook for a year and grab someone later? I'm torn, fam. On one hand, drafting a QB now secures our future. Think of the swagger a young stud could bring to Vegas. On the other, Geno's got the experience to hold it down, and we got other gaps to fill. What do you think? Go big early or play it smart. Hit me up in the comments, because this debate's heating up. Okay, let's rewind for a sec. Why are we even talking about a new QB when we just got Geno? Well, last season was a roller coaster, and our offense didn't exactly light the world on fire. The Raiders finished 2024 with a measly 79.8 rushing yards per game, dead last in the league, and our passing game wasn't much better, without a consistent signal caller. Geno's a proven vet, no doubt. He's got the arm and the smarts to steady the ship. But at 35, he's not the long-term answer, and the Raiders know it. That's why they're keeping their eyes peeled for a rookie who can grow into the role. Someone who could take us from pretenders to contenders in the AFC West. Imagine this. Geno mentors a young QB for a year or two, passing the torch when the time's right. It's the kind of storyline that gives me chills. Veteran grit meets rookie fire. Does that vision get you pumped, Raider Nation? Tell me, would you trust Geno to bridge the gap, or are you ready to see a fresh face under center ASAP? But wait, there's more to this draft story than just quarterbacks, and this twist has me losing my mind. The Raiders are also sniffing around Boise State's Ashton Jeanty, a running back who's pure dynamite. This dude finished second in the Heisman voting with a jaw-dropping 2,497 rushing yards and 29 TDs in 2024. Numbers that scream game changer. Our run game was a disaster last year. Zamir White averaged just 2.8 yards per carry, and Raheem Mostert, who we signed this offseason, wasn't much better at 3.3. Insider Buzz says the Raiders are confident Janty could be the spark we need, and with the 6th pick, he's right in our sights. Picture him breaking tackles in the silver and black. Doesn't that just feel right? Here's the kicker. Instead of QB, we could pair Janty with Geno and build an offense that actually scares people. I'm salivating thinking about it. But I need your take. Would you rather see us grab a QB or a weapon like Janty to juice up this attack? Let's argue out below. Let's zoom in on Janty for a minute, because this kid's a freak of nature. At Boise State, he didn't just run. He dominated, breaking school records and leaving defenders in the dust. At 5 feet 9 inches, 215 pounds, he's got the perfect mix of power and speed. Think Marshawn Lynch with a turbo boost. The Raiders met with him, and sources say the vibe was electric. They see him as the missing piece to fix our league-worst rushing attack. Last season, we couldn't move the chains on the ground to save our lives, and it killed us in close games. Janty's the kind of back who could turn 3rd and short into a highlight reel. Don't you want that in Vegas? Now, imagine this scene. Geno drops back, fakes a handoff to Janty. Then it's Jacoby Myers deep while defenses scramble. That's the kind of balance we've been dreaming of. So, Raider Nation, are you sold on Janty, or do you think we need to prioritize elsewhere? Drop your thoughts. I'm dying to hear them. All right, let's shift gears and talk about the big picture. Why does this draft matter so much? The Raiders are sitting at 6-11 after 2024. Good enough for the 6th pick, but not good enough to make noise in the playoffs. We've got talent. Brock Bowers at tight end, Max Crosby on D. But the offense needs a jolt, and Geno alone might not cut it. The 2025 NFL Draft is our shot to either lock down a franchise QB or build a supporting cast that makes us legit contenders. Teams like the Chiefs and Chargers aren't slowing down, and we can't keep playing catch-up in the AFC West. This isn't just about one pick. It's about setting the tone for the next 5 years of Raiders football. So, here's where I get real with you. I'm nervous but excited. The front office has options, and every choice feels like a gamble. Do we swing for fences with a QB, or stack the deck around Geno? What's your gut telling you, fam? Let's hash it out in the comments. I need your wisdom. Now, let's play GM for a second and break down the QB options. Cam Ward, the Miami Hurricane with swagger. 3,800 yards, 36 TDs, and a knack for big plays. He's got that Vegas vibe, but some scouts worry about his decision-making under pressure. Could he handle the bright lights of a Legion? Then there's Shadur Sanders, cool, calm, and collected with 3,500 yards and 30 TDs at Colorado. His dad, Dion, says he's NFL ready, and the Raiders reportedly love his poise. But at number 6, will he still be on the board, or are we dreaming too big? I'm on the edge of my seat just thinking about it. And don't sleep on Jackson Dart from Ole Miss. 4,279 yards, 29 TDs, plus 495 on the ground. He's tough as nails, gutting out a win against Georgia with a bum ankle. Which of these guys screams Raiders to you? Hit me with your top pick. I'm all ears. Back to the draft board. Let's weigh the pros and cons of going QB early. If we snag a guy like Milroe or Ewers at 6, we're betting on the future. Geno holds the fort while the rookie learns the ropes. It's a classic Raiders move, bold, risky, and full of swagger. But here's the flip side. Our offensive line's shaky, and the defense needs depth. Taking a QB might mean passing on a stud tackle or a lockdown corner, positions that could help us win now. Last year, we gave up 45 sacks. Geno's not dodging that many bullets at 35. So, I'm torn, Raider Nation. Do we invest in tomorrow with a young QB, or shore up the trenches to protect what we've got? I'm losing sleep over this one. What's your call? Drop it below, because I need some clarity from my fellow fans. All right, let's flip the script. What if we don't go QB? Ashton Jeanty sitting there, begging to join the silver and black. Pair him with Raheem Mostert, who's still got some gas in the tank, and suddenly our backfield's a nightmare for defenses. Geno could feast with that kind of support. Plus, we got weapons like Bowers and Jacoby Myers. Add Janty, and this offense starts looking balanced for once. Last season, we averaged just 18.2 points per game, pathetic for a team with our pedigree. Janty could bump that up overnight. Don't you want to see some fireworks in Vegas? Here's the dream. Janty rips off a 60-yard TD run in Week 1, and the crowd goes nuts, allegiance shaking like it's 1983. I'm getting goosebumps just picturing it. So tell me, QB or Janty, what's the move that gets you hyped for 2025? Let's talk strategy now. Should we pounce early or play the waiting game? If a top QB like Milroe slips to the second round, we could trade up and snag him while using the 6th pick on Janty or a lineman. It's a chess move. Keep Geno comfy now, groom the future later. But the draft's a crapshoot. Someone like Sanders or Ward could go top 3, leaving us scrambling. Last year, the Falcons jumped from 8 to 6 for a QB, and it paid off. Do we need that kind of aggression? I'm pacing my living room thinking about it. What's your draft day vibe, Raider Nation? Are you cool with Geno for a year and a mid-round QB, or do we go all in at 6? I'm sweating bullets. Give me your game plan in the comments. Time to get real about Geno. He's our guy for 2025, at least a start. The trade cost us a 3rd-rounder, and with Pete Carroll calling the shots, there's chemistry there. He threw for 20 TDs last year. Solid, not spectacular, but he's steady, and we haven't had that in a while. Still, the clock's ticking. 35 isn't young in QB years, and injuries pile up. If we surround him with talent like Janty or a rookie QB waiting in the wings, we're building something sustainable. I just want to see this team compete, don't you? Imagine Geno leading a playoff push in 2025. That's the floor, right? Then the ceiling's a young star taking over in 2026. What's your confidence level in Geno right now? Hit me with it. I need to feel the pulse of Raider Nation. Let's zoom out. Where do the Raiders stand in the AFC West? The Chiefs are still kings. The Chargers are rising, and the Broncos are a wild card. We're the underdogs, but this draft could flip the script. A QB or Janty might not win us a division next year, but it's a start. Last season, we went 1-5 against the division. Brutal. Our offense couldn't keep up, and the defense got gassed. Fixing the run game or the QB spot changes that dynamic. Suddenly, we're not just chasing, we're hunting. Doesn't that fire you up? So, what's the priority to close the gap, offense or defense? I'm leaning offense, but I want your take. Drop it below. Let's figure out how to make the AFC West fear the Raiders again. Okay, let's wrap this up with some straight talk. This draft's a make-or-break moment. Do we trust Geno and build around him, or grab a QB to define the next decade? Every fan's got an opinion, and I'm begging you to share yours, because Raider Nation's voice matters. Picture this. It's draft night, April 2025, and the Raiders are on the clock. The picks in Milroe, Janty, or someone else, and a legion erupts. That's the energy I'm chasing, and I know you are too. What's the name you want to hear Roger Goodell call out? Tell me now. Before I sign off, hit that like button if you're pumped for the Raiders' future. Smash subscribe to stay locked into Las Vegas Raiders news, and share this with your crew. We're building something special here. I'll be back with more updates. So keep the faith, Raider Nation, silver and black till I die.